I'm Casey Ireland, and today I'm going to talk about the TENS unit, a unit that is very helpful for someone with spinal, nerve, or just regular pain. And this is very useful to me because I use it in all pretty much everyday life. I use it every day. So in the hospital, they would put it on you, and it would stimulate nerves because I have no feeling in my lower extremities. So you put it on there, and it would send shock waves down, and it would stimulate those nerves. So it wouldn't be painful to me because I can't feel it. But so you'd put this conductor on and this conductor on, and you would attach it to the wires right here. And that will send a current down, and you have two spots right here because you have to put them both next to each other about a couple inches or so away, because if you put them too far or too close, if they're too close, you really won't get any stimulation, and if they're too far away, it might be too much and it could be extremely painful. So try not to do that. So in the hospital, they'd put it on me, they'd stimulate, but for the other people that I had that would in my room that would use these, it was to help them with their pain. It would stimulate nerves and help reevaluate or see where the nerve function is. So there's another unit that they use that's a little more sophisticated in the hospitals that I went through. It's pretty much just a lot of needles like this, and they kind of put it up your body to see if nerves work or not. The difference is this is going to help your nerves function correctly, and that other device is to see how your nerves are functioning. So, and actually, fun fact, I was the first one to ever fall asleep during one of those tests. Apparently it's supposed to be extremely painful, but I was incredibly tired, so that's just me. So, if we look at the unit itself, we have 4 buttons. We have on button, obviously. It's a battery operated, so literally AA batteries. It'll work for a couple months because I use it every day. It works for a couple months. And then you have settings for arm, lower back, leg, and foot. And what that is obviously the nerves in your body are all different. Not every nerve is the same. So if you have leg issues, but you set it to arm, it might put a little more oomph into it. And if you put the arm function on your feet, because I can't feel mine, it would literally do absolutely nothing because it's wired for that body part. It puts out enough voltage for that specific body part, which is very, very cool. And these have been around for about 20 years or so, and they weren't that popular because people were like, why would you cause yourself more pain to give relief? But obviously they did a lot of tests on it, and actually has been proven that once the nerve is stimulated, it will heal itself a lot more quickly because nerves will heal constantly over time. My nerves are slowly healing. But this just helps them say, hey, pick up the pace, pick up the pace. And for some, yes, it is a little painful, but for me, I kind of enjoy it a little bit more because it does kind of have the same feeling of my nerve pain. It kind of shocks you, almost like a taser, but not as bad. So, I'm gonna put on these. So they have reusable ones. So we buy them in bulk. There's like a pack of 30 or so. Because you don't want to kind of keep using the same ones, because once you take the plastic off, it's very sticky and dirt and grime get to it, and if there's a lot of gunk in the way, it really won't work as effectively. And so then you have the clip. So this right here would go into the TENS unit, and this is what you would connect it to. Almost like when you go and they check your heart rate and stuff, they put those patches on you. It's kind of similar to that. It's kind of the same technique. It's kind of seeing where the flow is going. And so in medical use, there's a lot of other, obviously pain, stuff like that. But what I've learned that people with diabetes and stuff like that, when they have that nerve pain, it kind of helps them a little bit more. But if for someone in my position, it kind of is the only way my nerves are ever going to start to kind of function correctly is if I stimulate them a lot. So I do this about once a day in the morning for about 15 minutes. Try not to do too much because too much can actually harm you. Because just picture like if you fill up a glass of water and you keep filling it and it overflows, right? That's never good to overflow it, to let the floodgates out and let it kind of consume. So you got to like take it easy and calm down just a little bit. So it goes up to 10. 1 is little to nothing. It's just a little stimulation. Up to 5, that's when you start to feel it. So your average person will start to feel that shock like you're being tased. And I usually run at about 8 to 10 because that's the kind of stimulation I need. And that is a lot. So what I'm about to demonstrate is my beautiful assistant, my father, will come up here and I'll kind of hook it up to his arm and show you how it's done. This is my father. This is Mr. Ireland. So, what I do, you can sit down, sir. Thank you. You take off the plastic, like so. We put the first one on. Can you please put up your shirt? So, this is going to demonstrate if someone doesn't need it at all in doing this, we'll see. So, I put the first one right there, right? So the next one has to be at least my finger length down. You want to have a good current, a lot of good space in between them. So I take the second one off. I plug that in. And you'll see that I kind of put it down right there. Perfect. So now that we turn it on, so then I have to push R. So it's on arm. And then I'm going to turn it up. And if you come a little closer, you could see his entire arm is just jerking. It's just, that's just it actually working. So how does it feel? Is it does it hurt? How's it feel?
No, it's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling?
Yeah.
But that's how it works. And if he did this for way too long, it could actually end up damaging him more than it would help him. Yeah. Thank you. So now, let me turn this off. Now, I'm gonna take that off. Thank you. I'm gonna put it on me and you're gonna see how I use it on my foot. For the sake of it, these are our last ones. We have to go out and get more because of the pandemic. We can't really get these. You have to order them. They take quite a long time. So I'm gonna use the same ones. I'm gonna put it on my foot. So what I do is I put the first one and I put it right here on my foot. Right? And then I take the second one and I'll put it right above my ankle. So I try to put it right above the place I can feel. So when it stimulates down instead of this whole area up here. So we're going to put it on leg. Okay. And so this is what the doctors would do to me when I was sitting in the hospital. They'd be like, okay, time to, while you're watching TV or something, you can literally do this. Eating dinner. It doesn't matter. So we turn it on. We go to foot. We kind of turn it up. And it kind of just shocks my foot and kind of moves it. So muscle memory is the most important thing. So when I was in the hospital, I couldn't walk at all because I had no feeling from the legs down. So they had to kind of get my muscles to kind of kick into gear. So this would help my muscles remember how to move without me actually being able to feel. So this is extremely helpful for me because without doing this, I would not be able to walk on my own. I would actually probably need a cane or a walker. And I will do this. I already did this today, so I'm going to turn this off because I do it every morning when I wake up. And for me, it's not painful since I can't feel it, but when I move up my legs, so I'll do my calf, I'll do my thigh. I try to get my hip flexors in there because that's the main muscle in which you use to move your legs forward and backwards. And I'll just do that for 15, 20 minutes a day, and I'll do that every day. And if you have any sort of muscle pains, nerve pain, a spinal injury, or anything like that, I would totally get these. These are very helpful. So, thank you. I'm Casey Ireland. I'm glad you enjoyed my presentation.